Hey y'all, this is Steve. I just want to make a quick video. I know when I say make a quick video, I know it goes on forever, but I promise I'll keep it short this time. Um, I wanted to say thank you to the individuals who signed up for the group. I don't have no everybody can come in. I don't have nothing to hide, or I don't think anybody in here has something to hide or whatever. But I want to thank you for coming in here and just checking it out. I also want to put it out there for everybody who's been asking me this question. Is why are you doing this? What's in this for you? You know, what's your end game and all those questions. And I assume that everybody who's seeing this video is probably asking the same question. Well, I'm not getting any money to do this. um, Hell, I should pay y'all to watch me and just listen to the stuff that I find out, the research and stuff. But I should pay y'all guys. But no, I don't get any promotions. I don't get nothing from nobody except grief, from people that disagree with me or whatever. But I expect that, and I expect the backlash, and I knew just as well what I was going to experience getting there, and it's already happening. And it's like, you know what, I prepared so much for it. I'm kind of laughing because is that all you got, man? I mean, come on, man, is that all you got? That's what you can come up with? So technically what I want to do is say thank you, and I want to kind of understand you guys to understand what the platform here that I'm going to follow to to gain your interest. But also I want to do this to start making you think and maybe start doing some research on your own, and also doing asking some questions around to people, and start talking to each other and finding out, hey, you know what, we got this in common here. There's something that we agree on here. Now, it was here to generate discussion. And I don't care if you disagree with me. I don't care if you don't like me. It doesn't. I got a thick skin. I'm used to it. Okay. After serving in the military, there's nothing you can call me that I haven't been called. Okay. A lot of people don't call me smart though. I don't know why, but my reasoning for this is to set up a platform so we can openly discuss. And we're not talking about just the garden club. We're just not talking about all the hoopla, hoopa hoopa, how good Huntington is, and those kind of things. What it is, what this platform is set up for, is for us to utilize our right as citizens of Huntington and residents to access information that we have. And if it's not um, available to us, there's a reason why. And I want to set this platform up as I'm going to find out some stuff on my research, and I'm going to ask questions to you, and then you can give me feedback, and I'll give you the research to prove what I'm saying. Because, like I said, and I don't know, well, I haven't said it yet, but everything that I find out is verified. I verify it, and I can verify it in links. I can verify it in documentation. I can verify it any way you want to. I can verify this information that I put out. I just don't. I'm just not making this stuff up. Okay. So it's intended for individuals to openly discuss topics they have about Huntington, and things that just make you go, hmm. Give you an opportunity to voice your opinion on, you know what, this is wrong. That somebody need to do something, because I firmly believe is that all of us sticking together, okay, and coming up with the same ideas, and or not same ideas, but coming up with ideas, sharing those ideas with each other, and going off the information that we learn and that we've done research on, I believe we can make Huntington into a better town, better than it is right now. Believe it or not. But that takes one of the things that it takes the most of for any change to happen to a community for the better is people have to get involved. And I'm not talking about I'm not talking about going out and standing on the court and waving flags and all. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is be informed. Be informed of what's going on, and then when you get the information, ask yourself, why is that? How come? And then when somebody says they said that, well, who's they? Let's talk to they. Okay. Well, it's always been done that way. Well, who said so? Who made the law? I mean, we have two things right now that you can search right now that will probably answer every your question that you have about Huntington. And that's where I get most of my information. One is Texas Constitution. Okay, and when the other one is the United States Constitution. And then also you can go on with that parliamentary procedures about how the city council is supposed to run, how it actually runs, things of this nature that make you seem like, that ain't right, but you don't have the resources or you haven't thought about the time to go ahead and say, you know what? Somebody else thinks like I do. What do they think? Let me ask him a question. Let me find out what they think about it. So it's an open discussion room. You can get mad at me and hate on me all you want to. Trust me, I got plenty of answers back. And believe it or not, I'm not. I just didn't fall off the Turner truck yesterday. I do have some kind of education, and I've been around a little bit, around the world a little bit. Now, here's what I'm not going to do. I am not going to mention your name on any video that I put out. I'm not going on any information that you share with my group, or I hope that everybody will go to this and just not go through and start this gossiping thing, because that's one of the things that will divide us. What we need to do, okay, is maintain some kind of discrepancy or some kind of morals here, that we don't go, we don't use this as a gossip tool, but we keep people under wraps, or we don't just go out spouting their name off. They said this and they said that or whatever, because that gives the other side the advantage, because then they start taking advantage of that. So we've got to present a united front as much as we can. There's going to be disagreements. Yes. There's going to be maybe even some arguments. Yes. There's going to be some compromise. Yes. And there's going to be sometimes that, we're going to welcome a healthy debate, because and a healthy debate is, it's not like, well, I said this about you and now F you, no, that's not an answer. We're going to get back to a common debate, as we did in our forefathers did. Debate an issue, bring up your points, okay, and expect others to give their points too. So hopefully in a debate, normally what the goal is that, you don't totally have to change sides with the guy or the lady, but what you need to do is, come to some kind of agreement. Okay, agree to disagree. Okay, and go on to a next subject. Because if you disagree with one person on one subject and you judge that person based on that decision that he's making or what he believes, you're not getting the whole deal. Okay, so I want this to be a productive room where we can all come together. Okay, and discuss issues that need to be addressed, okay, by our city officials and other entities involved. Okay, the reason why I started this was because the fact is that I wanted to have a question answered, and I researched it and I answered that question. But as soon as I answered that question, I got 10 more, and that just keeps happening. I find one thing out, it's like, well, hell, I got 10 more things I got to figure out. One of the people that signed up here said, you know what, you're the tip of the iceberg. I'm starting to find that out. So I fully expect the backlash. I fully expect the hate mail. I fully expect to be treated like doo-doo. I totally expect to probably lose some of my reputation, or some kind of defamation from the powers that be. And I'm ready for it, because the fact is that, to be honest with you, they can't do to me what hadn't already been had done before. I've been shot at and missed and shit at and hit. So but I am smart enough to know what I can and can't do, and I will do everything above the law. I will utilize the law and our rights that we have as citizens to post this to individuals who are abusing those rights. And we can all come together and say, you know what, hey, I got another thing, So actually what this site is to come up and get stuff done. In other words, what is your issue? Okay, get the room's opinion on this, what can be done. And when we're into the conversation, we come up with an idea on how we're going to approach this and who needs to hear it. So like I said, there's nothing in this for me. I'm not doing this, like I said, all the above. I'm not doing this for any other reason, because the fact is that I know, okay, and I've talked to people of Huntington, and I've been here 5 years, and I've talked to people from Huntington, and I've noticed one thing, and this is not a bad thing. This is what I've noticed. Is the fact is that the city of Huntington residents have been browbeaten for so long, okay? Their questions go unanswered. There's no viable explanation for it, okay? It's just that that's the way we always do it, Okay. Well, shoot, if we just did things the way we always do, we'd be back in the 1950s. You know, I like to see some of you. I like to see some of you women fit into that high school dress. I'm just saying, but the town has been browbeaten so much and had to take so much and had to make so much sacrifice just for saving the town that it's time for us to stand up and start taking our city back and saying, you know, we have a dog in this fight. We have a say so too. We can actually bring to you and actually show you in writing and by the law, okay, what you have, what you can and cannot do, okay, in your particular office. These rules are set up by the Constitution of the United States and by the state of Texas, and it's about darn time we start making people live up to it, to the law. Because I don't know, but about you, I figure, and the way I feel is that everybody should be held to the responsibility of the law. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your name is. I don't care anything about it. I don't care you went to school with. I don't care how much money you got. I really don't care. But the fact of the matter is if I get arrested for something and he don't get arrested for it because he's a city official, is that fair? No. But I'm not talking just the arrested thing. I'm just saying, giving you an example. Dang, I say, well, I'm talking to an outlaw. Well, I used to run a gun back in my day, and there's going to be some things that come out and the city council is going to use and everything like that, and I'll have a good explanation for it. I mean, I believe in the good Lord, and I believe, you know what? I messed up. When I messed up, I asked him for forgiveness, and I asked him to be redeemed. And after I cut all that stuff out, I went down and got rebaptized again, and kind of woke me up about what I'm here to do on this earth. And what I'm here to do is this is something that I enjoy doing research and stuff. And then the next thing is that, you know what? For me, I want to make people I want to do everything that I can while God's got me on this earth to make everything fair for everybody. May not get there, but you got to start somewhere. So, residents of Huntington, this may be a place where you just want to come vent, okay, because something happened to you. That'll be great. I don't mind that. There's no rules. I'm not going to ban you, okay? I do want you to watch your language, okay? The F word, no. Don't be using that, especially because the fact is we got ladies in this room, okay? And I don't want you saying something that disrespect our ladies or some people who are sensitive. I don't want nobody having to run off to their safe area, okay, after having a discussion here on the site, okay? So kind of watch your language. I know it slips every once in a while. I'm the world's worst. But let's stay away from the very vulgar language, okay? I mean, if you say shit and damn, I mean, okay, I'm fine because I do that all the time. But, you know, when you get down to we get down to nit grit and all that other cussing and everything like that, no, we ain't going to put up with that. And if you were offended by somebody that actually did that to you and I wasn't around and I didn't catch it or I wasn't around, you need to let me know, okay? And then I'll either have a long talk with this individual or we'll just take care of the situation another way. So brings me back to the issue is that the people of Huntington have been given information, but not the true or enough information to cause alarm. Now, I know I'm gonna keep this short. I'm gonna keep it short. I promise you guys. Under 30 minutes, I promise. Now, one of the items that was brought up, and his name was I don't know in the other room what is his name? Brad. I don't know, Brad something whatever. And he hit me with, well, you know, did you take on this civic duty after you got your traffic ticket? Okay, that was kind of lame, don't you think? So anyway, basically, no, I didn't because yeah, I got a ticket. If you ain't living in Huntington, you ain't got a ticket, then you know what? Something wrong with you, man. You need to be in a nervous hospital somewhere because if you ain't got a ticket in Huntington, man, you're in a special club. But anyway, I did get a ticket, and the guy clocked me in the whole 9 yards, and you know what? I wasn't mad about that. I went down there and paid my fine the next day. You know, I got caught. I mean, you know what? I got caught. So to answer your question, no, my civic duty is not in no way, shape, form, or fashion to get back because somebody wrote me a ticket. No, I don't want to be a hero, and I don't want to cause all kind of ruckus to happen in Huntington. No, I don't want to shut up and talk about the garden club all the time, and I don't want to. I'm not really good at pasting over issues and just sugarcoating them. I want to get down to the real facts, and as long as we know the real facts, and guess what, we can make a critical decision on what we think. For too long, the city officials and the city of Huntington has determined on how we think. They have determined the ordinances. They have determined so much that we can and cannot do that we've come to the point to where yet it ain't gonna make no difference if we challenge them or not, because we're not gonna get our voices heard. I spoke to a guy at one city hall meeting, and he told me, he said, yeah, and he was there for another reason. But anyway, he said, yeah. I said, well, I try to come to every council meeting now. And he goes, man, I tried that about a year ago. He said, man, it don't work. And he's prominent. He's a pretty prominent person here too. He runs a business and everything. Anyway, it don't do no good. So I set out to change that. We're going to start making some things good. We're going to start getting some answers, and we're going to start doing it legally, and we're going to start doing it professionally, and we're going to hit them where they're hitting us because they think they're more educated than we are because they went to some college and got a degree in basket weaving. Okay. I speak to the common man. I speak to the man who's got to work every day. I speak to the common woman who has to get up and raise them kids and put up with your husband when he gets home. Because I know in my heart that every person, because I grew up in East Texas, I know every woman in East Texas, I will guarantee you, you can do pretty much anything you want to her. But you start messing with her kids. I'm talking to the men that get up every day and go to work in the oil field, go to work in places, you know what, it's hard there in labor. But you do it because the fact is you love your family. You want to see them happy with food on their table, okay, with food on your table, a TV to watch, all the amenities that you can possibly give them to make their life better than what you had it. So this is the people that I'm talking to. Now, religion, I got religion, and guess what? That's my business, and you know what? That's between me and the Lord. And if you want to go get in my business, and you know what? Well, you expect to fight. Okay, because I'm not going. I'm going to tell you what I believe when I stand by, and you know what? I don't blame you for doing the same thing. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I am not to try to influence you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. What I do is I'm going to present the evidence. I'm going to present questions, and then you can ask yourself and make your own decision based on what you've heard, what you think, or some of the answers that you get in here. Now, people say, well, you make videos all the time. Well, because the fact is that I have an issue, okay, and I'm not going to say it, but it is war related, and I can't, I shake a little bit when I type. So my spelling, people look at me, man, you can't spell. Well, no, it's just that's where my fingers went, and I can't move them. So I do make videos because the fact, and another reason why is because the fact is that, you know, when you type something on a sheet and people read it, they can't see your body language, and they can't see, you know, if you're smiling or if your eyes roll. They can't see all these kind of things that are important to a conversation and the way you take that conversation. So it's very difficult for me to put stuff down, and then when I get it put down, oh man, I didn't mean that. I hope I didn't take it that way. And 9 times out of 10, they do. So that's another thing that I wanted to explain about the videos, and they're easier for me. And I'm not trying to be no hero. I'm not trying to get on TV. I'm not trying to be an MSM, the main shit media. I'm not trying to get on there and be no broadcaster or nothing like that. I know I'm good looking, ladies. I know, but you know what? I ain't that dang good looking. You know, I can't go up there and get my hair done with mousse and all that kind of stuff. But I'm talking. I like to generate this room to generate the people, the common man, I guess, working man. Because the fact is that, you know, there was a Alan Jackson song. I don't know if y'all guys remember one that they're killing the little man. Now, if you listen to that song, okay, and you can't see Huntington in that song and in that video, something's wrong. Because if you look at the state of Huntington right now, that's where we're getting ready to be in about 2 years. Okay, they're gonna kill the little man. Now that's something that I don't really like and I don't tone to, because I believe that if we all band together and we get together and we start asking some questions and we start coming up with some answers, I believe we're gonna get some. I believe we're gonna get some stuff done around here that needs to be done, that we need to have done as residents instead of what they think we need to have done. Now this is why I preach going to the council meetings, because the fact is that, you know what, they don't give you a chance to talk or discuss anything. That's just in their MO. You know, they're supposed to, but they don't. So I figured they weren't going to let you do that. So then I said, you know what, well, I'm going to go up there and I can listen. And I got a pretty good memory. I think some of you guys can tell I got a pretty good memory of what they say and what they don't say or whatever. So I challenge everybody. I wish everybody come out to the city council meeting so you can hear it yourself. Okay. Sometimes I go in there and it's better than CNN, HBO, and Cinemax all at the same time for 6 months because you know you can't afford it next 6 months. But I want to touch on a fact, and I want to answer a question, and I want to make you guys aware of something. One of the members came out and said that do her report. She's really good. She's very, very good on the numbers and the budget and those things. I mean, I don't even know if she's an accountant or not, but dang, she knows those numbers. And I'm really not that good at numbers. I mean, I try, but you know what? But I can read, and figure out the percentages and stuff. So, but anyway, gave some interesting information that I want to clarify and confirm. Is that last city hall meeting I was there. Now, let's start back in front. This individual there says that right now we're under budget about $39,000 because of the fixing our water problem, the sewer problem, water problem. I don't even know what it is, but anyway, something sewers into water, which is another thing I don't know what we're gonna do about. That's gonna be subject of topic sooner or later. Anyway, but $39,000 in debt, and it was confirmed by me, okay, at the city council meeting. The city secretary verified that $50,000 was taken out of the investment fund to go for the over budget and the repairs that we were making to our sewer and our city water. Now, the next thing is that okay, $50,000, but you're taking $50,000 out, but we're on 39,000 in the hole. Wasn't 40,000 work? How about 45? Why we come up with 50,000? Where you gonna use that other money? So that's another question for you. I don't know. Nobody tells where the money goes. That's one thing you don't ask around here. Where's the money go? Because they'll tell you everywhere else but in Huntington. So that was confirmed by the city council that I went to, that there was $39,000 in the hole. Now we're not. I guess we got some change extra, okay, for when we do still go over budget. But we are over budget on our city and over this water project. We are. It's costing us more than what we thought it was going to cost, and they didn't put it in the budget. And the fact of the matter is that I'm gonna go off on this a little bit. Is that I've asked you a question. Wouldn't it be nice if on the webpage that we would have a little meter there, because they say they take the meter readings 4 times a day. So wouldn't it be nice if we had a little meter so we could determine the quality of water we were getting on a daily basis? The reason why I mention that is because the fact is that we have in this area, we have elderly that families like I was talking about, the wife and the husband going to work and everything, but they still got responsibilities for their family as far as their mom, their dad, some loved one that's sick, down on their luck or whatever, need to go over and give them their medicine, go over and visit with them, make sure that they're okay. And these individuals don't get out much, and you know what? They don't know about a boil water notice, and they're just going to drink the water because they got to take their medication. Okay, so they don't know that because it's only on the webpage. So we're using word of mouth. So this could be used as another way of getting the word out, saying, hey, you know what they're saying in City Hall? We got a boil notice. And then the other thing too about taking care of the kids, I know I used to do it when I was little. I don't know, maybe your kids don't do it anymore. But anyway, when I was a little kid, I'd go run and play, and I'd be running and playing all over everybody's house. But when I got ready to get thirsty, I'd stop. And they always had a waterfall at somebody's house. You didn't even think nothing about it, Dad burned. Boil notice. Oh, shit. Maybe that's what's wrong with me today. But anyway, we need to have some kind of monitor daily on the web page that tells us how the quality of our water is. Now, I'll give you an example because I like to go fishing. One of the places I go catfishing up at Etoll. Well, I can look, okay, on information on Etoll, and I can actually look it up, and they can tell me the quality of the water in the whole darn lake or around that Etoll area. We get noticed that sometimes you guys won't go fishing up there. Sometimes it's too much. Mostly it's lead. And sometimes it's iodine, but they identify what is in that water that you're pulling them fish out of. Why do they do that? Well, because the fact is they can't, if you get sick for something on iodine or lead, they can't come back. You can't come back and say, you know, well, you didn't tell me. Well, we post it right here. So in other words, it's one of those CYA deals. So that got me thinking, and I said, well, how come we're not ever told what the contaminants is in the water? What percentage is this? What percentage is that? And the reason why I ask that question is because the fact is that, okay, we've got elderly, we've got younger kids coming up, we've got, and plus you guys too, that may or may not be sensitive to certain elements or contamination. Okay, it's just different bodies react differently, you know. So with those kind of contaminants, we didn't know what they are. And here's the reason why. You got my phone. Hold on. I'll let it go to ring. That's my wife. I don't. She's checking on me. I ain't here. So anyway, why aren't we told what's in the water? And how that'll come up to play is where I'm going with this. Is the fact is that, okay, when you go to the doctor, okay, and they're trying to find out what's wrong with you, or they've noticed something in your blood test or whatever, then they're going to ask you a series of questions. Okay, and they're going to ask you, were you ever exposed to this? Were you ever exposed to this? Why they ask that is because the fact is then they can narrow down the blood test to find out, you know, they know where they're going to find out, okay, well, by them not telling us what contaminates our water, we can't go to the doctor and say, well, yeah, maybe, I don't know what was in that water, okay? Which is okay if you have your own well on your property, and the thing about it is that you're responsible for that own well, and you are responsible for testing it, okay, and you're responsible for the upkeep of that well. However, the fact is that you live in town and you're paying for city water, okay, because they don't, you got to pay your utilities. They cut that stuff off. You know how Huntington is. They want their money. But you're paying for water that you don't even know if it's contaminated or not. And if we go for a boil notice for 5 days, do we get our money back for the water you pumped in to my house? And it gets better. Because you know what, I don't blame them. I don't want to blame a wife or a girl or a woman, or anybody, a man, woman, whatever. I don't know of anybody when you go in the refrigerator they ain't got a gallon of tea. Okay. So, do you want a glass of tea? Well, then you got to ask the question. Well, when did you make it? And they're like, why? Because was it after the boil notice or was it before the boil notice? Because I don't know about you guys, but I drink. I'll drink a gallon of tea. 24, 48 hour period. But hey, when was it made? Is it okay for your kids to take a bath in it? I guess you go out there and just give it to your dogs. And if your dogs keel over, then I don't drink that water no more. Is that what we're relying on now? But where that comes down to is because we're all in that insurance capacity now to where we're diagnosing, okay, pre-existing conditions and then conditions after, okay? So in other words, there's some insurances that won't accept you if you've got a pre-condition, whatever, anyway, a precondition, okay? And you don't know if it's a precondition that was set off by something that you drank in the water or contaminated by the water that you were drinking. Well, they say, well, we fixed it. We take a reading, and then it's okay to drink. Okay, well, I have it on good authority because I was at the city council meeting, and the head of the department there, he come up and said, yeah, we passed on the water this quarter or this month or whatever, but we had to work with Texas to get the number, to get the numbers right. Are you kind of saying they had to fudge numbers to get us where we got clean drinking water? It appears we got clear drinking water. Or are you just saying that they fudged numbers because you didn't know how to do it? I mean, there's a big question there. I mean, you questioning numbers on quality of water. I got a question about that. How'd you figure that out? Did you use that Common Core math, or did you actually just get down and add it to and subtract it? Our calculator. What did you use? So then another question comes up. Okay, you're taking it from right there at the tank. Okay, but are you taking that sample from anywhere else in the city? I don't know if they are or not, but they ought to be. And the reports ought to come back with all those locations that they check to see to make sure that it's equal out throughout this county, okay, or throughout the city. Okay, we got the same meetings readers over here, we got over here. Okay, cool, we're good to go. Or do they just take the meeting reading right there? So that begs another question: is the fact is that how long has that contaminated water been in those pipes? So in other words, there's a period of time where you're just flushing that water out and we're drinking it. It's been known. People tell you right now that one of the biggest percentages of death, or a lot of people get in the Golden Triangle area down there, Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange, that area down there. Okay, they have one of the highest rates of cancer in the United States. Now, they avoided that because the fact is, for so long they could get away with it because people were working, making big money, and everything, and nobody paid attention to the health aspects of it. Well, the fact come up is that, some of that stuff they were putting in the air wasn't too good for you to cause that cancer. How'd they get away with that? Well, they got away with that because the fact is you'd die for something else. You might be die. They wouldn't diagnose you for cancer. They'd diagnose you for liver disease or something like that. So if you get sick, start asking why. Is it the water? Next thing is that I'm going to go into, and I'm going to get out of here. Another question I have is the fact is that we should also have, by that little meter, we should have another little meter about air quality. We did it all the time when I was in Afghanistan. Certain air quality that advise you to stay inside, not because of the heat, because of what was in the air. Now, long-term exposure, okay, for natural gas has never been done. Look that up. But short-term exposure, okay, is headache, nausea. Basically, you feel like you got the flu, but you don't have the fever. So we should have an air quality notice too, so we know I'm gonna send my kids to school today. Because what if this happens? What if we got a boil water notice and the air quality is bad, and we sit in our school, sitting our kids ought to deal with that? I shouldn't have to do that. And transparency is what we need to have from our city officials. It'll break it down like a shotgun and tell us what's contaminating our water. What is it? Why do we have such a problem? Why are we over budgeting? It keeps costing us money. Is there something else wrong that you're not telling us? Well, I don't know. That's some questions that I have, and I'm still asking questions. Like I said earlier, one question leads to 10, And yes, there's people who say, why don't you sit down and have a talk with these people? Yes, I've had a meeting with them. City manager and some of the powers that be, I had a meeting with them, and I addressed these subjects all together. I provided them links. I provided them where I got the information. I even did a Freedom of Information Act so I could get the access to the information that I need to make a critical decision, or the smartest decision I can make. I got about maybe half of the documents that I requested to the FOI. Hey, it's against the law. I didn't get any answers because all I got was, well, where'd you get those figures? Well, sir, they're right here, and this link right here. Then he tells me, he said, well, I asked him, I said, well, how does the county get these? Because he said he disagrees with the figures. So I'm like, well, how does the county get these figures? The state of Texas gets these figures for audits every year. I said, how are you providing the information to the county? Because you know how it works, city, county, Texas, The answer I got back was pretty simple. It says, no, we don't report it to the county. We just throw it in a drawer somewhere. Well, no number, no reason, no screaming eagle shit. That's why you ain't got the right numbers to go by. You making decisions off of numbers you don't even know if it's real or not. Should that be done? I don't think so. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Once again, I just want to say thank you for listening. Please share it with other individuals who are like-minded like yourself, who want answers to how to help our town, help our community, help our kids grow better, help mom and daddy take some ease off their mind, because that's one less thing they got to worry about, because they don't want to have to worry about what their kids sending their kids into school for. And mama can be happy because she can know that when she goes there and make a glad on tea, she ain't going to kill her husband. These are simple questions. But you know what? The problem is that we can't get the answers. And I swear, if I hear we ain't got the money, or we're waiting on a grant, okay, I'm going to shoot myself. If I hear one more time that they tell me, you know what, look at me and roll their eyes because they don't think I should be sitting in a certain pew or whatever, you know what? My problem with that. I'm going to speak out against it too. Because when you're in a city council meeting, that's professional. That is a professional meeting. Everybody who enters that building should be treated with the actual same amount of respect. It's called principles before personalities. Okay, we're here to have a meeting about the city of Huntington. We're not here to talk about what you did a year ago. Okay, or we're not here to talk about bring up stuff that you did when you were a kid in high school. We're talking here about principles today and the way things we need to have answered. Do not utilize my past. Do not utilize anything that you've got over me or trying to blackmail me or trying to hide the truth and say you're going to get in trouble. Or you don't worry about the back. Of course, you're going to have backlash. But let me ask you a question. Would you rather have the backlash than treated like a second-class citizen and not have any say-so in what happens in Huntington? I don't know. Maybe I'm hard-headed. Maybe I'm different. But before I go, I like to have a choice on how I'm gonna go. At least I get to have my say-so. So I didn't keep it under 30 minutes. It's 36. So I apologize for that. I'm already starting off on the bad foot. But please look at this video. If you have any questions, just dial them down. Text me anytime. Or don't text. I can't text. I can't do that to you. I don't know. But anyway, hit me up on the site or whatever. And I will answer everybody's questions. I will, if I don't know, I will find out for you. If I don't know right off the top of my head, I will find out for you, and I will do my research, and I will guarantee you that it will be confirmed. And I will post a link behind you to tell you that it is confirmed. So, welcome. Thank you for listening to me. I hope we have a good group, and I hope we get some stuff accomplished. But more often than that, I just want to see that the city of Huntington is making progress in some area, and I think that this is where it starts. I think that we can be a bigger, better town with the expansion that's going on. I think we should be able to take advantage of it to be able to provide better lives for our kids, for our wives, and for our families. I think that we can actually all band together and actually make that happen. I ain't giving up yet. I ain't got to give up in me. So if you'd like to join me on this quest and help out and help make Huntington better, or they say Trump says make Huntington great again. Damn right, we're going to make Huntington great again. It's going to be a place where you can be proud. Where we get the middle school down here to change the sign that says, you know, every day is a great day to be a Red Devil. I've been seeing that damn sign up over 3 years. They never changed it. Get some pride back in our school. Get some pride back in our community. And get some pride when we walk down the street somewhere in Lufkin. We say, yeah, we're from Huntington, by God. So hit me up. Thank you very much for listening. Hope I didn't ramble on too long. But hope if you guys got any more questions or any comments or whatever, then please hit me up. And I'll guarantee you I'll get an answer. Or you can start your own discussion in the room. And I promise I won't interrupt you. Well, maybe. But anyway, I'll just say, you guys have a good evening. Like I always say, keep mom happy. Keep your powder dry. Keep good and feed water on them dogs. And you're going to be all right. Hit me back up. Talk to you guys later. I'm just going to turn around and figure out turning this thing off. Hold on.